Freaking guest Wi-Fi. I hate this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
I know words, I had the best words.
He took a break from being disruptive to enjoy the company of her male companion. He briefly had a grasp on the situation before ushers returned.
Take a look at the oranges of the... Look, wait. They sacrifice every day for the furniture.
Some words that have been said about you.
Okay. Nazi wine mom, Nazi cave woman.
I don't let name calling bother me or offend me.
This one's from someone across the pond, a daft wanker. That's British for stupid. Lives on a diet of glue sticks. A lower level life form.
Sepharhide.
He's a war hero because he was captured.
Welcome to Left is Right, episode 7, I believe, in the 560-part series of pointing out what, right-leaning people are stupid about. In today's show, we're going to talk to Dawn Weekly, who is knowledgeable and has information on all subjects. How are you, Dawn? She's waving.
Hey
She
there.
has audio.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Hi there. Ho there.
Your video quality is a little low, but that's probably due to a lack of bandwidth because everywhere is suffering from a lack of bandwidth right now.
Yeah, I'm having problems at my house.
Yeah.
How do you like that light or that light or that light?
It's all good.
I think that one's good, right?
That one's better. Oh, a bit brighter. There you go. Right there.
Yeah.
Wow, that almost looks like a real picture. You're doing so good.
All right. Here's my ring light. See, it's my ring light.
Cool.
You can tell I have a ring light.
How was your huh?
So you can tell I have a ring light because it's in my glasses.
Yep. It's awesome. Nothing but the highest quality production here at Left is Right.
That's right.
Is right.
That's correct.
So how was your hiatus?
Well, as you know, we took a week off to go to a funeral.
Yes.
So it was a somber occasion.
Yes.
For a life well lived.
Very much. Very much.
And we did not run into any Trumpers the whole time, even though we were in Missouri. So that was good.
I know. And, it only took us 3.5 hours to figure out the proper route through Missouri to avoid the Trump-centric people.
Yes, to avoid Trump land.
Yes. Although I do believe that they had some paid operatives on the roads as we were approaching. Several of them came close to taking me out, but,
They knew you were easy pickings.
Yeah, I'm the loudmouth one. They want to shut up anyway, so it's all good. So what are we... Oh, television gold right there. So what are we talking about in this week's episode?
Well, we got to talk about the trial that started. I mean, how can you have a political show and not talk about the historic trial that is going on?
Yes.
The first trial of a former president, criminal trial, not civil, criminal trial. First one ever. And they got through the jury selection last week.
Yeah. And that really ticks me off because I was so close to getting called or being accepted.
Nah. If they would have,
If it wasn't for my fake mustache falling off.
First time, when they said, do you think that you can fairly be fair and impartial? No, sorry, I'm out.
Well, I said yes, absolutely, and they kicked me out.
But after a couple of jurors got, removed for lying, another juror came back and said, "I'm too scared," and so they were excused. But now we have a full contingent, a full jury with alternates, and hopefully the media stops going over their demographic information so that people can identify them, as they were doing on Fox News, going over specific demographic information for each juror. That was nice of them. Yes. Hopefully nothing happens, but if it does, I hope their butts get sued again.
Yeah. Well, being corporations or people, I believe that they could be held criminally accountable.
I do not have any knowledge of a corporation ever serving any kind of criminal penalty.
Damn it.
Dad is Facebook messaging me videos. Right now. Dad's Facebook messaging me videos.
Well, you gotta let him know he's got to send those to me, and he's got to do it a lot earlier.
But back to the trial. So opening arguments started Monday, and they were short. Seems like they were short. I listened to all the punditry Monday night. I listened to all the coverage, the whole thing, and they didn't have a whole bunch of, concrete information. But the overall gist, I can save y'all some time. The prosecution is focusing on this is a documents case. This is about falsifying business records for a criminal purpose. And it's not a hush money case. It's not a non-disclosure case. It's falsifying business records for a criminal intent, and that is skirting the federal election laws. Trump's team, on the other hand, was big time playing to an audience of one. That being Trump himself, by saying that they're going to refer to the defendant as Mr. President because it's an honorific that he earned, and and he's great, and he didn't do anything. Not only did he not engage in criminal acts to falsify business records, he never even slept with Stormy Daniels. None of that ever happened. Nope, none. All of it's wrong. All of it's a lie.
They went that far?
Yes. Yeah. They are going to say that that's the whole Stormy Daniels thing's never happened. They got no idea why Michael Cohen gave her money. It must have been a Christmas gift.
Is it just me, or is that
a wedding anniversary gift or something? I don't know.
Is it just me, or is that the dumbest thing they could say? Because it's
not a very good strategy as far as I am concerned. I think that they would get a lot farther by saying, "Yeah, I did it. I did all that. Did all of it. I slept with her. I paid her off." But it's not a crime. It doesn't meet the definition of the crime that I'm charged with, because I didn't have the intent to skirt the federal election laws.
Right.
If he was going to rely on that, because that's the hardest part of this whole thing, is to prove his intent to violate the federal election laws. That's the hardest part of this case that the prosecution is going to have to prove.
Right.
So I don't know why they're not going at that weakness. That's the weakness. Why aren't you attacking the weakness? No, instead he's going to deny everything because that's the only way he looks good. You know, he's got to look good. So he's got to say, nope, it's all false. It's all true. Everybody's lying. Michael Cohen's lying. Stormy Daniels is lying. They're all lying liars, and it's a witch hunt.
Well, if this hadn't already been figured out beforehand that, you know, he's going to get off, that would make perfect sense. But, you know.
Well, I think as far as him getting off, by which I'm assuming you mean skirting responsibility for breaking law.
Yes, they've already bought and paid for on jury.
Well, I don't know about having bought and paid for a hung jury, Mr. Conspiracy Theory person. What are you, Q cozy?
I gotta get a bison hat. I gotta get a bison hat.
You Q adjacent, man? What are you, R? Or maybe P? PNN?
No, don't leave that kind of opening for me. I'm not even going to take it. Jeez.
But there is the possibility that someone, especially there is one juror that subscribes to some newsletter that he does and is on Truth Social. And there's another juror that gets their news from Fox News and MSNBC, which does not sound likely to me.
I didn't.
That's somebody who went, I get my news from Fox News. Oh, yeah, and MSNBC, too.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
That's the ticket.
So there's a couple of questionable jurors that may, hang the jury just because they're Trump, they're in the cult members, just because they're cult members. So they may hang the jury. So I don't think that that's a bought and paid for situation. I think that's just, it's a risk that there are people who are cult members who got themselves on the jury.
But wait a minute. That's what they were accusing the left of.
What?
Oh, wait, that's right. Everything they accuse the left of, they do that because that's what they're doing. I forgot.
Yeah, projection. Number one rule in Model Land, projection.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And after opening arguments, they had a hearing on whether or not Trump had violated the gag order.
Yep.
And the judge has not ruled on that. He reserved his ruling. It was mentioned that one of the things the judge said when Trump's attorney argued that Trump felt that he did not violate the gag order because he didn't post something, he reposted something. Yeah. Totally different.
Yep. Absolutely.
And when
he didn't type anything. Oh, wait a minute. He did type stuff because he changed the original post.
He did type stuff too, but he was trying really hard to abide by the gag order. That's what his attorney argued, that he was trying really hard to abide by, going right down and trying to make sure that he was right within the lines. And the judge basically said, he didn't say you're straining credulity. He said you're basically the same thing as straining credulity. You're losing
Excuse
credibility.
me.
Credibility.
We do this show in English now. English. Do you speak it?
I'm trying to dumb it down. I'm trying to figure out what the dumb version of straining
dumbing
credulity
down,
is.
straining credulity.
You're losing credibility, I think is what he said.
There you go.
Something like that. Yeah. So basically he was saying, that's a load of BS and you expect me to buy it? Really? And then after that, they had the first witness testify, who is David Pecker.
Yep.
Who was the president of AB, the publishing or whatever. It's the National Enquirer. The guy who's the head of the National Enquirer. Where'd you go? You disappeared.
Yep. Huh?
You're gone. Where'd you go?
I'm back. Sorry.
So the guy who ran the National Enquirer, and he testified basically that the National Enquirer engaged in catch and kill journalism, where they would pay people for their exclusive story and then not run it in order to kill stories. And that he had a long-standing arrangement and agreement with Trump that he would try to sniff out negative stories and then kill them.
Right.
And that he paid off the doorman, and that he paid off the other woman who was a Playboy bunny whose name starts with whose last name starts with M. Mary McGirdle or something. The one who he had a long time affair with, and that he then paid her off. Gosh, what was her name? Mary McDougal?
Something like that. Mary McDougal.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't memorize her name.
I got that issue. That's how I know the name.
You got what?
Said I got that issue. That's how I know.
Oh,
the
name. the Playboy. I got it. Okay, yeah, I get it. And what else? And that he visited Trump at the White House at least 2 times after Trump was elected, just by way of showing that it continued on. Their arrangement and relationship continued on even after he was in the White House.
Yeah, and I mean, he must not have finished paying Pecker off, because that was pretty damning evidence.
It was, but Pecker has an immunity agreement, so he has to testify truthfully, and additionally, the one thing that was, kind of a slap your forehead kind of thing was that he admitted that, the headline about Ted Cruz's father was involved in the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah.
He made that up. He just made it up out of whole cloth.
Yeah. I mean, this goes to show how really kind of stupid Trump was, because he got an agreement like that with the Enquirer, where everybody just assumes everything that's in it is a lie.
Except for true, but except for some people saw those headlines and believed them. It's the old fascist rube of creating doubt. You're just sowing doubt. You don't have to prove it's true. You just have to create doubt.
Okay.
And that's in. And I heard somebody say, I can't remember where I heard it, but one of the lovely pundits that I listened to said, this explains why Trump thinks that all journalism is fake news, where people just make stuff up, because the journalist that he's familiar with is the guy from the National Enquirer who just makes stuff up. So,
yeah.
But the interesting thing too is, a lot of younger people, do they even know what the National Enquirer is?
I don't really think they do.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think that they grasp what a rag it was, and how, half the time it was somebody's having an alien baby, and,
There is not an alien probe in my butthole.
and so is within weeks of death, and they Photoshop a really bad picture, and it's never true. But so yeah, that may be why his opinion of the media is skewed, is because his familiarity of the media is National Enquirer. But young people probably don't even really appreciate what the National Enquirer is or was, because there's so much on the hell. The whole internet's National Enquirer now.
Yeah, very true.
So, and they
Very
can't
true.
tell the difference between anything on the internet that's true or not true. You know.
Well, you can if you give it a go.
Well, you have to try hard, and I don't think there are some countries that are teaching people skills on how to vet information on the internet. We would do well to do that, but until we do, especially younger people, they haven't been exposed to what's the good versus the bad.
Oh, yeah. Critical thinking skills are not taught anymore at all, anywhere. Not in school, not at home, not in society.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lost art, unfortunately.
It is. Also, another thing that makes it hard for younger people is that, this has been going on for long enough now that to them, all this chaos and just the chaos with Trump seems normal.
Right.
And we know it's not normal. We know it's chaos, but they think it's normal.
Right.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Sad. But
no, I agree.
Yeah. So now I think Pecker is still going to give more testimony tomorrow. Today was the day off. Yep. They take Wednesdays off in this trial, or this judge takes Wednesdays off to do other judge stuff. I mean, he's not playing golf. He's taking care of his other cases.
No. He's playing golf.
Yeah. He's taking care of his other cases. And then tomorrow, Pecker will testify some more. Testify.
A little more Viagra. Peck will be right back. Now, that's 2 dick jokes in under 5 minutes. I'm doing good.
You're at your limit. That's it. No more. No more for you.
Okay. All right. Although I did share a meme today that was it was a picture of Truman holding up the newspaper, Dewey beats Truman, but they changed it to pussy grabber taken down by a pecker. I thought that was pretty good.
I saw that.
That was good. Whoever made that meme, good job.
Was that what you sent to me? I'm trying to. You sent something to me.
I shared it, so I probably shared it to you. Yeah.
Well, there was one that you sent directly to me.
Yeah. I don't remember which one was that. That one was. I went on a sharing spree at some point.
Did you?
Yeah.
It wasn't about Moscow Marjorie.
No.
Well, I can't find it. So, okay, so move on.
Yeah, one subject I would like to breach is that I am 100%.
Okay.
Huh?
It's broach, but okay.
No, I said breach because I'm going to screw it up. I am 100% behind the right to free speech and all that good stuff because I want to be able to have my my white pride Klan meetings in the park. But the Palestinian thing that's going on right now is getting a little stupid. For one, the all or nothing on both sides is ridiculous. Both sides have legitimate gripes. Absolutely, 100%. Unfortunately, people seem to think that the president of the United States can do something about it. And seriously, quit yelling, do something about it, and go, well, what's he going to do about it? What's your idea of what he's going to do? And we will explain how that's not possible. You know, pull all the funding from them. Okay. Really? I don't understand. And they're taking it a little too far because they're starting to attack, not attack necessarily, but they're coming at the Jewish population heavy. And it needs to really, have your protests, do it legally, but they got to start pulling back the reins a little bit.
So I have so many thoughts. Yes,
I am neither anti-Pakistan or anti-Palestinian, nor am I anti-Israel. Both were wronged, and yes, but do I think Israel has gone too far? Yes, way too far. Do I think Hamas started it? Yes, in this instance. And I'll let the knowledgeable person speak now.
As with most topics, it is it's a more complex problem than you can really solve with a one-line pat answer for anything.
Excuse me, I don't think so. I think we can figure it out with a one-line answer.
Well, you keep thinking that.
Enough, damn it, stop it. Works for me.
The purity tests on both sides are just ridiculous because nobody can win either one. It's just a circular firing squad. A protest, go ahead and protest, but you know what? Do it. Protest the way you're supposed to protest. They are like the kids at Columbia, the students at Columbia. They're engaging in guerrilla protesting, where they're like shutting things down and being a nuisance, and I can see some arguments for that, because if you don't do that, you don't get any attention. So I can see some arguments for that, but don't continue to do it. Like they did that. They had that mass day of protest last week, where they, for one day they shut things down. Okay, that's although I think that they should be more careful about where they do that, so that they don't end up involving emergency vehicles or something like that. But after you get the attention, then your protest needs to be a standard protest instead of a guerrilla protest, because then you're going over into the land where you're annoying more people and you're counteracting, and you're just annoying people. You're not going to get anyone to your side, So engage in the guerrilla marketing for a short period of time initially to get the attention, and then do standard protesting where you get the permit and you got your signs and all that good stuff. And that lets your voice be heard, which is all you can do. And the president can hear your voices and do as much as he can, but he's not in control of this issue. He's not the one in charge. It's, all he can do with some funding for aid, but he can't do everything. He's not in charge of the purse. That's Congress. Congress is the one who's in charge of aid and aid packages and large packages of aid. That's Congress who's in charge of that. The president has some executive level funding that he can do a little bit with, like
he can throw money. He can throw him a fiver.
He was funding some Ukraine stuff by moving some things around, but he couldn't do a huge Ukraine aid package because he doesn't have the power. So to blame him for what's going on in Gaza, or that he's an Semite because he's not 100% behind it, that's ridiculous. He's supported Israel because they are our longtime ally. October 8th, he went over to Israel and he hugged Bibi Netanyahu and said, "We support you." But he also said, "Don't overreact. That's what we did after 9/11. Don't do that." And he turned around and did that. So
because that was his plan the whole time. It was to overreact. That was the only way he was going to stay in power.
Yeah, that's the only way he was going to stay out of jail. Yeah, Bibi did put off his inevitable incarceration by doing this, but so he has slowly backed away from his support of Israel by there's been a couple of votes in the UN that we did not support Israel's position. And he has said things through the media to Netanyahu when they did this latest attack on Iran, and Iran attacked them, and didn't, hardly anything got through because the Iron Dome protected them largely. Only a few things got through, and publicly Biden said, "Take the win. Do not react to that. Take the win. You hit them. They didn't hit you back hardly at all. Take the win and just leave it there." No, Bibi, he reacted again.
Well, yeah, he reacted again, but I'm pretty sure that because the reaction was so slight that at some point, it's somewhere it was basically said, your reaction could be this and this alone. If it's any more, we're going to fuck you.
In private, he probably said something way more stringent than take the win and leave it at that. But that's what he said publicly, to let people know, hey, I'm not supporting this guy 100%. I'm trying to tell him to stop it, and to stop overreacting. But he doesn't have complete power in this. Bibi Netanyahu is the one who's in power,
and he is not going to stop, because the minute he stops, he goes to prison.
Right. So it's the people of Israel who need to do something about that.
Right. If they want to go and protest, buy a ticket, get on a plane, go on over there, protest, see what happens to you. If you make it through, come on back, and all's good. But protest there if you're gonna do your guerrilla protests. Otherwise, protest like you're supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, you can, express your dissatisfaction with what's going on, but the only people who are really going to be able to change anything are the Israelis. Or the Israelis.
Yes.
They need to solve their Netanyahu problem. That's the only thing that's going to solve any of this. So we approved a package giving humanitarian aid to Gaza. There was also aid to Israel in there. So it's kind of like we're both sidesing it. Mm-hmm. But I kind of feel like, we have to, because Israel's been our ally for so long. We can't totally.
You can't cut them off.
You can't go cold turkey. You're going to have to back away slowly.
Right. Well, and the problem with cutting them off is if you cut them off, they're a loose cannon in the Middle East. And they have enough firepower to take care of most of the Middle East. I hate to tell, our watcher, who's not watching anymore, that that if the Israelis are let off the leash, they're gonna really mess up most of the Middle East. They're gonna take it.
They have no incentive. They have no incentive to calm down if we totally cut ties and walk away.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's and I'm trying to. This isn't going to sound good, but they're a rabid pit bull, but they're on a leash. If we take the leash away, look out.
Yeah, the only way to exert any control is to keep something there and use leverage. Yeah. If you just go, I'm done with you, and we're, the whole purity test thing, you guys suck, so we're done with you, then you have no leverage to accomplish anything.
Right.
And but there are some people out there, like blue magas. Oh my God, there are blue magas that on this particular topic, people are just rabid. And, if you do not support Israel 100%, you're an anti-Semite. And it's like, I'm not an anti-Semite. I can just see both sides of the story. It doesn't make me an anti-Semite.
Right, exactly.
Both of y'all are not acting good.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to move on to the next topic, which did we decide that was the Pennsylvania primary? Or
sure.
All right. That sounds definite to me. So we will be back in just a couple minutes.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go.
Excellent. Suckers. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Every body in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show, and I'm definitely going to rearrange our commercial break because that last one's a real downer. The next topic we wanted to broach was the Pennsylvania primary. Take it away, Dawn.
The Pennsylvania primary. That's the Pennsylvania
I need to
polka.
get some theme music.
Okay, so they're still having primaries out there, believe it or not. The couple of interesting things about the Pennsylvania primary this week was number one, a large, like 14% of the Republicans voted for Nikki Haley, who left the election a couple months ago. So I guess that's kind of a protest vote. So that's good. The other thing was that there was a centrist, one of those no-label Democrats trying to primary a progressive. What was her name? Is her name Smile or is it Lee? Lee. Smile?
Smile Lee.
Maybe it's Smiley. The progressive won. So that was good news. Won handily. So that's, as a barometer, that's good. And along the lines of the election, and Biden was campaigning in Florida this week, which is they're not leaving, they're not letting go of Florida. They're going to try to get Florida.
Yep.
So I think it's good. I
will say that in Florida, I think the Florida state government just gave the Democrats a big helping hand with their abortion law.
Yes. And there, so much crazy going on in Florida that I think that the Democrats have a chance in Florida. They really do. Then the other thing, the next thing we were going to talk about in union news.
Yes.
The Volkswagen plant in Tennessee just voted in the UAW union by a large margin. I understand it was about a 70% yes vote. In Tennessee.
That's right.
Where the state legislature also just gave guns to teachers.
Yes. Woohoo!
Crazy.
Billy, is that book report done? No, ma'am.
The Tennessee legislature also did a bunch of other very fascist things this week too. But
although they did manage to stop the voucher program in Tennessee.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they killed that for another year.
Ah, okay. But going back to our original union news, I'm sorry we got sidetracked by Tennessee there. The head of the National Building Trades Union, Sean somebody. I saw an interview with him on Morning Joe this morning. In 2016, that union endorsed Trump. And Trump made a bunch of promises to them and said that he was going to do all these things. And guess what? You won't believe this, but he did not keep his promises.
Wow. Gives out promises like checks.
So consequently, that union is now endorsing Joe Biden this year. So, and not only that, what he said was it's his goal to make sure that Trump is never elected again. I mean, he suddenly woke up and smelled all the coffee. It was crazy. The lies, you can't trust him. He broke promises. He doesn't do what he says. He's just not a nice guy. Really? How did you not see that in 2016? But, welcome to the party. Glad you finally got here, but Jesus, are you slow?
Yeah, just in case you were wondering, the balloons have already halfway deflated. But you know what? They're still punching the punch bowl.
All the cake's gone, but have some punch. um, yeah, so there's that. So, at least the union people, I didn't understand unions backing Trump, but I guess they tried it and went, oh no, I guess that doesn't work. So now we're back to normal.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I went a week without my bran flakes and got all clogged up. So now I'm back on bran.
I guess I do need that.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it, I guess. I understand it.
And speaking of, we tried it and it didn't work. Can we get rid of trickle-down economics now and Reaganomics?
Oh, pshaw.
What was I listening to? I was listening to the Tom Hartman show. And
Comrade Tom?
This is a second.
Oh, yeah. Woo! That one took her off screen. That was a good one. Too bad the audio cut out.
Poof! Boy, good sneeze. So I was listening to Tom Hartman, and he was referencing a study done in the UK, mind you, but a study that they had recently completed on the years between 1975 and 2010, and come to the grand conclusion that trickle-down economics does not work.
Really?
It does not work.
Surprising. I thought it would. I really
lower tax rates for those who have higher net worth just result in funds going to the top, but not trickling down. There is no trickle down. The middle class shrinks, the lower class increases, and while the number of people at the top does not increase, the amount that they have zooms.
That surprises me because when you offer free tchotchkes to hoarders, I would expect that those tchotchkes are getting to everybody. But apparently, the hoarders just hoard them. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Yeah. And he was saying that the original theory for the trickle down was the horse and the sparrow. Was it horse? Camel and the sparrow, where if you feed the camel a ton of seeds, they poop out the extra because they don't need them all, and then the sparrow can eat the seeds out of the poop. and it's like, why wouldn't you just give the seeds to the sparrow?
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah, because
it was always a bad theory.
I mean, a camel and a sparrow, I'm not really sure I like that together because I don't want anything that big flying. I'm just saying.
The camel did not fly.
Oh.
But, George H.W. Bush was not wrong when he said it's voodoo economics. He was correct. Can we stop now? Can we stop that now?
I know when the oil billionaire thinks it's bad juju, how is he,
Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Can I stop doing this now? It's not going well when we do this. Can we stop doing it now?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
So, what do we have in our coveted solution segment?
Our solutions segment. That's a great segue there. I think that's a great segue. One of the I don't have a solution this week. Do you have a solution this week? I mean, we talked about the national popular vote, and I'm still on that. I think that we need to get rid of the electoral college ASAP.
Yes, yes. And for those that have noticed, at the bottom we have a ticker running for a very good idea, a very good thing, a very good solution. Come on, Madam Thesaurus, some more words that make sense. But if you want to vote for the president like you vote for American Idol, I suggest you go to www.facebook.com National Popular Vote Inc.
Yeah.
Or just go to www.nationalpopularvote.com.
Yes.
And sign the petition.
Yes.
Sign it. Because the Electoral College has not won a championship in probably a good 100 years. I think that they should lose their accreditation and no longer be able to be a college.
You go now. You go.
Yes.
You go now.
Yes, you go now. you go now.
The other solution that I was thinking of was, it's just staring us in the face. They need to have 13 judges on the Supreme Court, one for every circuit. We have 13 circuits in the United States. There should be 13 judges. Period. End of story.
Yeah. And I think that one thing the Supreme Court should adopt is that if you're caught taking gifts and or bribes without reporting them, you're summarily put before a firing squad and shot in the balls.
Well, no, I mean, that's an option. But right now we have the option of they could be trying to impeach him. Why don't they try to impeach him?
Because they're not doing it because they, for one, maybe don't know they can.
Yeah, I know it, but they don't. Sure.
Have you seen some of the ripe melons that are in Congress?
Now you're talking about Senator Durbin, our senator, so
he
is the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
All I got to say is follow the money.
You're probably right.
I mean, I'm sure Clarence Thomas ain't the only guy getting them free rides to vacations.
Yeah, but they would be justified in investigating and potentially impeaching.
Yeah.
But
there's dirt on somebody head somewhere. And it just, I don't know, you got me off track. I was thinking of something. Dag nabbit.
I have another piece of good news if you want it. Do you want one more piece of good news? Really quick? I saw Pete Buttigieg on Morning Joe too, and they have instituted a rule that the airlines have to give you a full refund if they cancel your flight. Instead of like giving you miles, they have to give you a money refund.
Nice.
Yeah, and also something about eliminating junk fees, but I didn't get the details of that, so I have to look that up. But,
well, then they need to, one, force airlines to make seats bigger, or two, force them for fat people to only have to pay for half of a full seat. In other words,
1.5?
1.5 seats instead of 2 seats.
I think they should put those seats that they have on Amtrak where they actually recline and stuff and have like power and everything. They need to have Amtrak seats on airplanes. That would be awesome.
True. Yeah, that's true. Oh, and just for our information, that was not Dad sending the videos. That was actually Jimmy sending the videos on Dad's account.
Oh, because it says Jim Weekly.
Yeah, it was Jimmy doing it on Dad's account. He called him. I just got a message about it.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that he can get on Dad's account.
Dad does not want the world knowing that he has the ability to send videos online. He is a man of a certain age. He has to keep up appearances.
It was your dad.
Well, it was my dad?
Yes.
It was. This just in. It actually was our dad.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. So I got that totally wrong. Apparently, I can't read as well as I thought I could. That's why I only listen to Fox News. But hey, yeah. Oh, thank you. Breaking news. Look at you. Wow. All right, you just got a new job, producer. You just got a demotion.
That's good. That's good.
There you go. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed our our first show back, I guess. There's a word for that, but I don't know. That's vocabulary test stuff. And I think that it was a good one. I enjoyed it. Good news, all sorts of stuff. And until next week, please, we are going to try and do better about getting the word out about the shows so that more than just my wife can watch, because frankly, paying her $10 a week is starting to hurt.
It's draining you.
Starting to drain the old pocketbook. But we're going to try and figure something out to get our publicity staff on the case.
Yes.
So that means any and all family members who would like to volunteer.
You are recruited.
Yes, I will be posting this to the family page. But until next week, hey, smoke them if you got them.
I needed money cause I had none. I fought the law and the law won.
I just wanted to say, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here. We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen.
That's right, because all glory is not to government, all glory to God.
Until I got indicted, I never talked this way about him. You probably know. Until I got, who is this? Is he a friend? You can get him out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go ahead, you can throw him out.
I needed money cause I had none. I fought the law.